You watch this and you were hoping to see the old crew just cracking some skulls and you ended up disappointed, drop a comment below because I knew that's not exactly what this was going to be about, but I was kind of I don't know. I was kind of hoping for something a little more in line with not like an exact episode of The Sopranos, right? But that general vibe of just some East Coast gangster shit. And I got that same like 1950s, 1960s kind of vibe, and that's the time they shot it in, right? But it wasn't that same grittiness or like griminess that I was looking for. So, and of course, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, you probably don't want to listen to this. I only half-ass paid attention, so I'm sure there's things I've missed. Um, something I felt like there was a tremendous amount of time wasted on plot lines and storylines of things I didn't care about, and I felt like for people, I watched Sopranos probably 50 times. I turned it on as background music over the years. There's probably something more the hardcore fan was looking for. I'm not sure this was it. It was cool. It wasn't bad. But is this what you want to really give those hardcore Soprano fans? Probably not. Um, Way too much. I don't really care about Tony's high school life, and I get the concept of, you know, what a douche Junior was, and it was hard for me to even take Junior serious because if you watch Billions, that's Michael Prince or Mike Prince, and like, I'm watching two shows at the same time. In one movie, he's a billionaire, and in another movie, he's Junior Soprano, and you know, I can't process it, right? I can't do it. Um, so I get this whole concept of how one little thing can set terrible things off, and who knows what really got to Junior at the end of the day to make him want to bust a cap in Dicky Multisante. And we know that if Dicky would have been able to talk to Tony, then maybe Tony went down this life of crime. But I'm not sure I feel that. It looks like those kids and they were down a certain path and there was nothing you're going to do to change them. So even if Dicky got the chance to go talk to Tony, Tony's Tony's fucking Tony at the end of the day. I don't think you're not inherently changing somebody at that point. Tony was who that's inner shit that you don't change. So no matter what Dicky says to him, I think we end up down the same path. But maybe there's a probability if Junior doesn't have Dicky whacked, then maybe he talks to Tony, and Tony goes off to be a doctor, lawyer somewhere. I don't know, who fucking knows, right? The jabs at the high school sports, and he wasn't good enough, and there's some throwbacks, but the throwbacks I wanted? I wanted to see Richie Aprile cracking some fucking heads. That's what I wanted to see. Or Feach, is it Lamana? I may be butchering his last name. That dude just came out of jail, gangster as fuck. He was just beating some dude's ass on the side of the street one day, right? He's probably like 55, 60 years old, was whooping someone's ass. I wanted to see them in like the childhood days. Or how many times did we hear about Tony taking down the card game? I wanted to see Tony taking down the card game. These are the things I think would have been really fulfilling. Now maybe there's going to be 2 or 3 more movies done, and they're going to start showing us all that. Tony as and then wasn't it like 2 parts where they were showing like Tony as little Tony, like much younger, and then Tony as like a teenager. I don't care about all that shit. Too much reminiscing in that sense. Um, a lot of this time could have been used in it's a whole lot of different ways they could have used this time. It's almost like watching Irishman. It did drag on because a lot of the stuff was, for me personally, things I just didn't care about. It was cool seeing some of the backstories, how they integrated some of the stuff. I know that Dicky Moltisanti was a big part of why The Sopranos and why everything kind of went down. I just don't know if I cared about the story that much. And we learned a lot of different things here that were set up in all the different seasons of Sopranos. But I'm just thinking, you're coming out with a movie that is for these like diehard Sopranos fans. I just don't know if this was the way to go about it. There was so much content over 6 seasons and so many characters. God, I forgot the guy's name. When that when that one guy hit the dude in the head with the golf club or something, and then the old guy from like Rocky had to go whack him and like blew half the guy's dome off when he was at the sink. I want to see that old guy in action, right? Like, give me some more of that. Give me some Richie Aprile. Give me some Feach. Give me Tony doing some gangster shit. Um, there was so much talk of that old crew and what they did back in the day. That would have been so much more of an entertaining show than what this was. I don't think we even really got to see Tony as a young child much. I felt like he was overlooked in many cases. I mean, I watched it as soon as it came out, and I'm a diehard Sopranos fan. You feel like the audience knows what would be the common sense thing to do and what to give everybody, but we end up with this. And yeah, I still can't deal with Mike Prince as a Junior. Um, you think about like Junior and some of those like great cussing little one-liners he threw out. like, I don't get that same like aggressive vibe from the guy that played Junior in this show. But what about Johnny Boy? You had the dude that played him. Forgot his name. Yeah, played him in this show. He's played a couple roles in the past. Right there, that dude. Um, he's played kind of a badass in a couple things. Why couldn't we see Johnny Boy cracking some heads and doing some gangster shit? I don't know, missed opportunity. There was so many things that they could have really gave the Sopranos fans, and again, maybe they're going to come out with movie 2, movie 3, and give us all those things that we want. But I just felt like many of the things that were going on, like, why do I care about this? Like, I just don't care about this storyline right now. I don't care about what's going on. It's very slow. It's bouncing around. Tony's little. Tony's this. Tony's that. It was nice having Chris narrate. I don't know what he added to it. Excited to see it and disappointed at the same time. So if you got some thoughts, drop a comment below. There's a particular scene or something that was mentioned in the Sopranos seasons that you would have liked them to cover, but they didn't. Drop it below. There's so much stuff over 6 seasons, from the card game to Richie Aprile. Oh, Richie Aprile and taking the coat off Rocco DeMeo or whatever that guy's name was. Like, it went on and on and on about the jacket. Man, show me Richie Aprile taking the coat off this dude. There's so much stuff for them to give us, and then we got this. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got. If you got some thoughts and comments, drop them below. I'd be curious to see. Until then, I'm gonna catch you on the next one.